Well, hello, welcome to ILoveGay today. And this is a special edition, what we call Voices of LA. We're here in Los Angeles and we're dedicated to just chatting and having conversations with folks from LA. And here with Kate Wolff. How are you?
Hi everybody. I'm thrilled to be here.
You're looking around like, what am I looking at?
Yeah, what am I looking at? Right here?
It's right
Okay,
this
perfect.
way.
Hi everybody.
Yeah. But no, you and I have met before online, and we had a conversation, and it was all about what you're doing with Do the WeRQ, which is kind of like this more big picture thing. But tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so Do the WeRQ is a grassroots and community platform for the LGBTQ plus within advertising and marketing. Actually, I co-own it with my co-chair, Graham Nolan.
Yeah.
And essentially we wanted to bring a community together and start focusing on some of the discrepancies we see in spend and volume of the community or size of the community, and making sure that brands were accountable beyond the rainbow washing of June. And so to do so, we wanted to bring awareness both internally from an employee-employer standpoint, externally from like a production standpoint. We're makers by trade in marketing and advertising. We make communication, we make assets, whatever that might be. And then of course, create some kind of structured experience where there are clear queer creativity and voices that can come out and rise up and really make more work. And because we believe, when everybody's themselves, everybody wins.
No, I love that, and I know it kind of all the plans got disrupted with everything that went on this year.
You could say that. Pandemic, just a smidge.
But you're part of the team. You're based here in Los Angeles, and you also have an agency that's dedicated to LGBTQ.
Yes, I do. I have another agency. So my day job is I'm the president and founder of Lupine Creative, which is a culture agency. And one of the cultures that we specifically play in is the LGBT world. So it's been a lot of fun. We've done some great work recently with HBO. When they came to us, they said, we want to celebrate Pride. We want to make sure we create a safe space in the pandemic. And that Pride, while 400 plus worldwide have been canceled ongoing, that we could create some kind of moment that would celebrate, but wouldn't feel like just a moment in time, that would really be a safe space. And then as time progressed, clearly a lot of things changed. So we had the protests, much needed protests all around the world, and that was hitting LA specifically hard during that time. So we adjusted the tone and things like that. As we moved towards launch, we pushed everything back. And when we did launch, we had the right tone, we gave the right platform, we had the right creators involved. And it felt really good. It felt like a good thing to do for the community, but also felt like a big brand stepping up. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, it was great work. It was really fun. If I do say so myself.
It ties in very closely because yesterday we just interviewed London Fleur-de-Lis from the House of Escada. Legendary. And so, but that's some of the work you guys are focused on as well.
100%. Love Legendary. Actually, we did a Vogue tutorial, which was really fun, with Gravity from the House of Balmain and the rest of the House of Balmain. So that was definitely a highlight. I learned a lot of good moves, ones I won't do on camera, but I did learn a lot.
Where do you see things going for you as far as like the client base and work you're doing and so forth over the next few months? Does it feel like at least there's a light at the end of the tunnel?
Yeah, I think any brand that discounts minority groups and bulks them together is a brand that will miss out on the future, especially with the imminent rise of Gen Z and looking at a population that's going to take up a third of our consumer base, and knowing where their value constructs are, where transparency is important. And I think smaller steps that have been okayed in the past, the band-aids, if you will, of rainbow washing, as I said before, or pink washing, as some might call it, during the month of June, is not going to be enough. That brands need to start stepping up and putting their money where their mouth is, but not just in spend from a marketing standpoint, but in structural change and supporting people outside of the month of June. And that's specific to LGBT, but I think that's true for all groups. We use a term a lot internally, esoteric by design, which means specificity for specificity's sake, right? We want to be in the nuances of the language and within each one of these subset groups, and making sure that we're creating work by the people that represent the groups themselves. And that's both on the Lupine side, and that's also very much on the Do the WeRQ side, because we want to give rise to queer voices on that side. We want to make sure that queer work, queer creativity sees the light of day more so and more so each day forward.
I'm excited, and I'm also looking forward to when you do the work with some of your events, and things that you're going to be doing differently during because we can't get out into conferences as easily for a little while.
Yeah.
And I look forward to see where that goes and being a part of that with you all. And
yeah, I love that. And you should check out some of our programming for Do the WeRQ. We actually have we do a series called Hey Fam, where we just bring unlikely creative voices from different members of the spectrum together in just a casual conversation. I like to consider it like if you ever been to that restaurant while you wait for the table and you overhear the best bar chat ever and you're a fly on the wall. That's what we're trying to cultivate there. But the idea is just more connection, more networking between queer creativity.
Excellent.
Yeah.
No, this is going to be great, and I look forward to, like I said, seeing what you guys are up to, and also I'm really glad that we were able to connect in the real world here.
Yeah.
Socially distant.
Well, we love what you're doing, and I love it. We are socially distant, and that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
I hope everybody's staying safe. You know, it's a unprecedented time, but as always, when there's stress, that's where real creative genius comes out. So I'm looking forward to see what kind of ingenuity this queer creativity generates.
Fantastic. Well, thanks so much for being here with us.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me. This has been an absolute pleasure.
Same here.